Hey, it is Tuesday Tidbit again, and today's topic is non-nutritive sweeteners. So in case you don't know what those are, everyone usually knows artificial sweeteners. Aspartame is really well known, but there are many others. But it also includes sugar alcohols, so anything that ends with like an etol, so sorbitol, xylitol, etc. But they also include the natural monk fruit and stevia. All of those are non-nutritive sweeteners. And guess what? They all can cause cardiac issues, they can cause type 2 diabetes, and they can lead to metabolic syndrome. Metabolic syndrome, basically, think of it as just things aren't working as they're supposed to, which leads to a lot of dysfunction and dis-ease. So you're going to find these in anything that says diet or low sugar or 0 calorie or 0 sugar. Anything like that, I guarantee these are most likely in there. Now, you ask, well, how does this work? We're told that they're good for us because they don't have sugar. The problem is they mess with your system and they trick with your system. They trick your system. So the first part of digestion happens where? In our mouth. So the moment we taste, so many things happen in the body, and I could spend a lot of time talking about that, but I'm going to try to focus and make this short. So basically when we taste sweet, so like you're drinking a drink that has a non-nutritive sweetener in it, it signifies to the pancreas to release insulin. Think of insulin as insulin helps manage the glucose, sugar, levels in your blood. Think of insulin as like, it's the key to the door. So every cell, glucose needs to enter the cell for energy, but it can't do it alone. It has to have insulin. So think of it like it's a locked door, and insulin opens the door to let the glucose in. So insulin is important to get the glucose in. The problem is, though, with these non-nutritive sweeteners, we just signal to the pancreas that glucose, sugar is coming in, but no sugar comes in. So then we have too much insulin in our blood. So besides like being a fat storage hormone, excess insulin can cause what's called insulin resistance, which means basically the insulin isn't able to do its job and glucose can't get into the cells. Boom, there you have potential diabetes or potential metabolic syndrome. The other thing is, when you trick the system like that, our system is made for a reason to act in certain ways. Can you imagine being the pancreas? Thinking, well, I just released a bunch of insulin and no glucose came in, so there's too much insulin, so maybe the next time I get that signal, I'm not going to release insulin. And that's what can happen when you eat a cookie or a cake or something. You send that signal and the pancreas is like, last time there was too much, so we're just not going to release insulin. So then excess glucose in the blood. So I'm trying to keep this short. I could go into much more detail, but bottom line, it is completely your choice. If you use these regularly, though, you are putting yourself at risk for cardiac issues, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. If you use them only once in a while, it's your choice. It probably won't have a huge effect. But if you use them regularly, it is an issue. All right, there's your Tuesday tidbit. Bye.